It is I, Senior Madison, coming to you from the vessel, all right? I'm here to bring you that street science, that hardcore gangster shit that you can't get anywhere else. I'm bringing it to you raw. And I thought I'd give it to you because where else are you gonna get it? I'm the last Jedi, baby. You're not gonna find it anywhere else, so I gotta give you the goods, all right? All right, so what do we got today? I'm gonna break down why most relationships fail. That could be interpersonal relationships with other people or romantic relationships, right? Why do they fail? Because relationships are pretty simple in concept, right? It's somebody else and you matching together somewhere in the middle. For some reason, it always falls apart though, right? When people don't match, it's like, is it their fault or is it your fault? So I don't know if you know this, but you might want to know that I'm actually a trained therapist, okay? And in psychotherapy, there's something called cognitive distortions. And those are the way that you see the world or you see life in yourself versus the way that other people see the world, life in themselves. And these predetermined distortions fuck up the way we see reality. So what we want to do is understand how we see the world, how other people see it, and we can help that bridge that gap between all of us so we can understand each other better, right? So there's a great psychologist, his name is Beck, and he basically discovered these. There's about 16 of them or so, and today we're going to review some of the ones that are the most important, or the most frequent that I find in coming up between interpersonal relationships. Now, once you understand these cognitive distortions, what it allows you to do is take a realistic view at yourself and the stupid things that you do, and the stupid mistakes you make, and the stupid thought processes that you have that holds you back. So ultimately, you free yourself from the shackles of your own mind. And when it comes to dealing with other people, the benefit is when you understand these cognitive distortions, you understand why people do what they do. And you can help to guide them back towards a decision that's a little bit better, right? If you're doing something in a romantic relationship that's a little bit impulsive and they're like making bad decisions, how do you guide them back towards fixing the relationship? If it's an interpersonal relationship with your family member, how do you guide them from being so defensive that they can actually find resolutions, right? And at work, it's just getting everybody to be on the same page. Now, before I share these 4 fallacies with you that personally changed my life and changed the life of a lot of students that I work with, I want you to go ahead and do what? Take that naughty little finger you have, that anxious little finger, and hit the like button. Every time you hit the like button, man, I put out more videos like this. Okay, if we can get this video to several hundred likes, I'll do a whole series about them. Okay, just for you. Not only that, but every time you like the video, it helps the channel out tremendously. YouTube is a bastard right now. And it's down ranking all the videos. So the more you like the videos, it pumps them up and you can see them more often, and I can make more content like this for you. The biggest cognitive distortion that bothers me these days is emotional reasoning. And that just basically means that if you feel a certain way, it must be true, or else why would you feel it? Now, unfortunately, the world is teaching everybody to believe that what they feel is true, right? I believe that people are against me, so it's true. I believe that the government's like this, so it's true. I believe that dating should be like this. I deserve the best partner out there. I deserve the best. Why? Because I deserve the best, and they believe that it's true. So we have these beliefs about how we feel, and we think the way that we feel is reality. Now, where's the danger of this? Right? In a dating situation, it could be if somebody feels like you're being aggressive, it means that you're being aggressive. Maybe you're not. Maybe you just checking on them and say, how you doing? How's your day? Somebody could say, I feel threatened. They can say that they are actually threatened. Somebody could say, I feel pressured. And they could say that they're actually pressured. But the facts don't often equal our emotions, right? I think, the Me Too movement is great for people that have been violated in any way that, definitely should be reprimanded. But there's also a lot of people that haven't abused the situation and are going underneath Me Too claims. And those people are in trouble because the other person feels threatened or they feel like they're under attack. But really, that's not the situation, right? The facts don't always equal the feelings. So what we got to do is say, listen, are we saying we feel a certain way, so therefore we are? Like we could say, at work, I feel like I'm a victim. They're just taking advantage of me all the time. But maybe it's not true. Maybe look at the facts. The promotion went to the person who actually deserved it. The promotion went to the guy who put in the more work, right? There's many reasons why. So whenever you feel yourself being emotionally reactive or triggered, think, what are the facts in the situation? How can I look at the facts? Whenever you see somebody else judging you in a way because they feel a certain way, try to help them to understand what are the facts of the situation and walk them through it logically. The next one I'll point out is maximizing and minimizing. So this is usually involved when you're meeting somebody and they tend to look at only the bad things that you do when they're mad at you, and look at the great things that you do when they're happy with you. So for example, it's going great for a few weeks in this relationship, and then all of a sudden you have a fight. And during that fight, their reticular activation system flips, and they start looking at all the bad things. It's like all the good things you did just go away. It's like, yeah, you did take them to dinner. Yeah, you had that party for them. Yeah, you went to that trip with your friends and them together. But they forget all that, and in that moment, they focus on the bad things, right? They focus on, oh, you were late yesterday, or you didn't ask me how I felt yesterday. And they focus on what happened yesterday was bad versus all the great evidence of things that happened that were good. You know, they minimize the good things and they maximize the bad things, especially when they're upset. So this is gonna be dangerous because you can find yourself constantly trying to explain to somebody what you're actually doing that's correct. And you're just explaining it, and they don't see it because they're mad. Also, in your life, you might only minimize the good things about you as a person. You might be intelligent, witty, outgoing. You might have worked really hard in your life to achieve something. But for whatever reason, you only look at the bad stuff that you've done. Look at it and say, well, I'm not tall enough. I'm too short. I'm not that funny. I don't have a nice car. You look at all the things about yourself that are so critical rather than focusing on what you do well, what you bring to the table. So you can do it, and it can actually shoot your own confidence in interactions and just in yourself in general. So maximizing, minimizing, it's something that we do internally on our inner game, but it's also something that we do when we're in relationships with people, interpersonal relationships, or we're just trying to like get out of there. Here's a big one. This one is personalization. Now, I know what you're saying. Madison has no flaws. Madison's perfect. Wink, wink. I'm saying that tongue in cheek. Of course, I'm not perfect, right? I have flaws like anybody else. And one that I had personally the most was personalization. I would take everything personal. You know, somebody flaked, they're against me, they hate me. When really, what I learned is that people just act out of their own self-interest. They do what's best for them in that moment. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you usually. When somebody's offending you, usually has nothing to do with you. Like 80% of the time, it's about them and their life. They're being selfish about that versus like you, them being against you. So what I had to do is learn how to take things not so personal and realize everybody's acting through their own self-interest at the end of the day. They're always doing what's best for themselves. So when somebody flakes on you, yeah, you could have probably done something better to save it or recovered or kept their interest. But at the end of the day, they're doing it because they have better options. They're pursuing those options. They don't feel like they want to. They want to do something else. They don't want to be accountable to you. It's really about them and the way that they're feeling versus you necessarily as a person. It doesn't reflect on you as an individual. And the last one that I'll talk about here is fairness fallacy, all right? And that is a belief that the world should be fair. Ideally in the world, if you put in a lot of work, you should get what you deserve out of that work, right? That's the ideal of what should happen. You always heard like, work hard, get what you want. But you know, the crazy thing is, I found that's not always the case. And if you've hustled a lot in your life, you'll find that that's not always the case. You put in hard work and you don't always get the result you should deserve. Very often, people who get the result are just psychopathic. They're just crazy. They're just narcissists, right? Look at politics, for example. Are the best people in politics? No. It's a person who deserves it. They should be God, usually. They should be like the highest level. Everybody should listen to them and bow down to them. That's usually who gets into politics, right? You gotta be crazy enough to want to be the president or crazy enough to want to be like a governor, right? That's what you gotta be. So, people don't always get what they deserve. And I was really mad at this, especially my sports life or my romantic life starting out, because I thought I'm a great guy, I have all these great qualities about me, I should get what I deserve. And very often I did not get what I deserved, right? So what you have to realize is if you have this fallacy, this fairness fallacy, is that people don't always get what they deserve, but they get a proportional amount to the truth. That makes sense? So let's say you have somebody that's gonna be in politics and they're gonna get away being a narcissistic, psychopathic person for many, many years, maybe even 10 years, but eventually on the 11th year, they get caught with a case, something bad happens to them, they eventually just screw up, they go too hardcore, they do something to get them impeached, or they do something to get them like Watergate scandal, or they do something that just gets them too overboard, right? So everybody gets what they deserve in time, but it's not always gonna be in equal amounts. Also, if you're a guy who's practicing meeting people out there, or a woman who wants to go out meeting people, you're gonna get a lot of rejections. You might go out and get 20 rejections over the course of a weekend, but you might find that one person that likes you just for who you are, and they like you a lot because you put your best self out there, your best foot forward, and they reward you for that. Now, is it to say you should have 5 people respond that way? Maybe, maybe not, but you will get what you do deserve eventually in time. You will get that version of the truth in time. So those are the 4 most common cognitive disorders that we have that hold us back from having great interpersonal relationships and also stop us from being the best versions of ourselves. There's a lot more of these, okay? So if you like what you see and you want to see more, click the like button to see more. We're gonna put more of these out if there's a lot of likes. If this video gets several hundred likes, because it gets several thousand views, if it gets several hundred likes, I'll do a series of these and I'll put out more of these videos exactly on this topic. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, all right? Share this video with a friend. Every time you do that, Madison gets a new spaceship vessel to do a video in front of, okay? I would really appreciate that. And as always, keep in touch and don't be a stranger. Cheers.